All right, so you just got a brand new coffee maker, or maybe one of those fancy water filters. Awesome! But there's a bigger decision lurking in that box than you might think. Are you going to use the built-in tank or hook it straight up to the tap? It sounds like a tiny detail, but it can honestly change your whole daily routine. Let's break it down.
Okay, let's set the scene. You've just gotten home with that shiny new appliance. You're unboxing it, you're peeling off all that satisfying plastic, and you are so ready to get it running. But wait, before you can enjoy that first perfect cup of coffee or a fresh glass of ice-cold water, you're hit with a really fundamental choice.
And boom, there it is, the first big question. How are you going to get water into this thing? This is what we're calling the water decision. And trust me, it sets the stage for your entire experience with that appliance. So let's get into it.
So when it comes down to it, you've really only got two paths you can take. And for this explainer, we're going to treat them like two contenders in a ring, ready for a friendly duel. Each one has its own strengths, its own style, and you know what? Its own loyal fan base.
First up, in this corner, we have the built-in tank. You might also know it as the reservoir. This thing is all about simplicity. It's just a self-contained unit that you fill up at the sink, click back into the machine, and you're good to go. The absolute best way to think about it, it's your appliance's own personal water bottle.
And in the other corner, we've got the faucet connection, the tap. This one is all about being integrated, being part of the system. You're actually plumbing a line directly from your home's water supply right into the appliance for a permanent, continuous flow. It's kind of like having your own personal water fountain, right there on demand. Now that we've met our two contenders, let's see how they really stack up against each other.
All right, let's get this duel started. We're going to pit these two against each other in a series of rounds, and we'll start with what probably matters most to you right out of the box: convenience. This is really a duel between the freedom of portability and the sheer luxury of endless capacity.
Okay, round one, portability. And let's be honest, the tank is the undisputed champion here, no question. With a tank, you have total freedom. As long as you've got an electrical outlet nearby, that appliance can go anywhere, on the kitchen counter, in your home office, maybe even out on the patio for a party. The faucet connection, though, it's literally tied to your water line. It's fixed, so that choice basically locks in your whole kitchen layout. It defines where things can and cannot go.
But then we get to round two, capacity. And wow, the tables turn completely. The tank, for all its freedom, has a finite supply, right? Depending on how big it is and how much you use it, you're going to be making regular trips back and forth to the sink. The faucet, though, it's a completely different story. It offers a truly endless flow. It just never runs dry. If you've got a busy house or you're setting this up in an office, that can be an absolute game changer.
Okay, so we've got a split decision so far. The tank wins on flexibility, the faucet wins on flow. But what about the long game? Let's move on to the long-term battle. You know, the stuff you'll be living with for years. We're talking setup, cost, and the ongoing care required for each of these.
So, round three, setup. And this is another knockout win for the tank. I mean, it is the definition of plug and play. You fill it up, you plug it in, and you are ready to go in, what, seconds? The faucet connection is, well, it's a different beast. It's a plumbed-in solution. This might mean you're getting out the toolbox, maybe even drilling a hole in your countertop, or, let's be real, calling in a professional plumber to make sure it's done right.
All right, let's break it all down with a tail of the tape for the long term. First off, upfront cost. Tank models are generally going to be a bit cheaper. Now, for filters, tanks often have these little built-in filters you have to remember to replace. A faucet connection, on the other hand, can use your whole house filter system if you have one, or its own separate inline filter. And then there's maintenance. The tank needs active, regular cleaning to keep that gunk and slime from building up. The faucet is way more passive. You just need to check the lines for leaks every once in a while. Big difference in the day-to-day.
So, after all those rounds, who's the winner? Who takes home the prize? Well, the truth is, there isn't one. The whole point of this isn't to declare a single champion, but to help you choose your champion. The final verdict? It's completely up to you and what you really need.
See, it all comes down to matching the method to your lifestyle. It's that simple. You should choose the tank if you're all about simplicity, speed, portability, and flexibility. If you want a lower initial cost, it's a no-brainer. It's perfect for renters, for people who love to rearrange their space, or maybe for a secondary spot, like a home office. On the flip side, you should go with the faucet if you value an uninterrupted supply, super low daily maintenance, and that amazing set-it-and-forget-it feeling. This is ideal for a high-traffic kitchen where convenience is absolutely key.
And all this leaves us with one final, bigger thought. You know, your choice between a self-contained tank and a connected tap, it's really just a small reflection of a much larger question. In a world that's all about constant connection, about everything being integrated, what's the value? What's the future of simple self-sufficiency? It's just something to ponder over your next cup of coffee. Thanks for joining us.